Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to A Beautiful Ride. I hope you're all doing well. It's Sunday, day of recording, and today we are going to be talking about overthinking things, quality of thought over quantity of thought. I think we can all relate to overthinking, especially when we're younger. And yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm doing this video today. Obviously, I need to do my month video, and I think I'm still within line with that. And also, just in a bit of a lower mood today. You know, we all have those days where we're just not feeling as good on the energy, and I've got a headache, and you know, it's just one of those days. So I thought it'd be nice to actually do this video today, just to add to the productivity. Yeah, I did some exercise this morning, which helped, which I don't usually do on the Sundays. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, overthinking, and just about becoming more decisive with thought. And I'm going to try and keep this quick because I think there's not too much to say. But from my own testimony, which I think again everyone can relate to, is when I was younger, would constantly be overthinking about everything, and would be, you know, like lying in bed at night and having issues. Sometimes some nights where you're overthinking things and getting to sleep, or something's really bad has happened in life, and for the next couple of days you're just in a bad mood and you're just overthinking things. Maybe something someone said, or just some reflections you used to have. Yeah, like it would happen a lot. And then the annoying thing with the overthinking, it's not just the amount of time that you're spending and wasting. It's the fact that you basically overthink about the same things again. It's just a continual pattern. Like, you're thinking, I've been here before many times. Yeah, I'm still going through the same processes, same thoughts. Why am I doing this? And you just can't help it. You know, you can't stop it, you can't help it. It's very frustrating, and it gets you down like a lot. And a lot of the time, especially what we talked about in other videos, a lot of those thoughts aren't really what you believe, but it's almost like these kind of little demons or doubts just whispering in your ear. And when you're on your lowest energy, they speak the loudest in your mind. When you're busy, you know, you're playing sport, you're out with friends, they don't really come out. But if you're kind of idle, you know, if you're just at home not doing anything, or you're bored, or you're down, or you're maybe on the train, and you're just left with your thoughts, which I think a lot of people can get scared with or don't like. They feel uncomfortable, that's why everyone likes to keep busy. Then they come and yeah, they're constantly chipping away at your confidence, at your self-belief, and yeah, it's annoying, it's not good. So I think we can all relate, and I definitely had that. You know, I was, especially when I was younger, a bit more shy and stuff like that, would do that a lot. I just remember, yeah, being in the house and having those afternoons where you just feel really down and just constantly overthinking. And they say, like, there's a study from Cambridge saying that 50% of our lives are spent thinking. So clearly we don't need to do any more. And usually the people who try and escape the thinking tend to actually still do more anyway, because when we try and ignore things, or we try and kind of live life with muting those thoughts, actually it tends to be worse, rather than actually us kind of trying to tackle it head on and go, okay, my thinking is an issue, my overthinking is an issue, the amount of time, the doubt I'm putting in. So for me, kind of, I was able to get to a place where, and probably my friends still think, oh, I kind of deep think a lot, you know, and the thoughts on like things like life and friends and all that kind of stuff I spend too much time on. But nowadays I don't really feel like I overthink that much anymore, not compared to what I used to. Like, I don't really remember nights where I'm just lying in bed and like thinking about things and like overthinking about things and spending so much time, or days where like afternoons just go by and I'm overthinking and stuff like that. Like, they're very, very rare, and it's such a relief. It's almost like a bit of a peace in your mind, you know. Like, I'm always trying to remember how it used to be, but I can definitely remember not what I was thinking, but those days, those moments where I had like a week of, you know, where the overthinking would just possess me, and it would just cause too much doubts and stuff like that. So yeah, it just doesn't really happen anymore. I think for me, what massively helped was my self-belief and my confidence and knowing who I am, etc. has got so much better. And also by talking to friends and people about certain issues, I've got to learn to know myself and what I believe in more, and have like more conviction in my thoughts while still trying to remain open-minded. I think it's just like, I feel like, okay, on a certain topic, I know roughly what I believe, you know, and so once I know that, I don't really have to repeat the thought experiment while still remaining open-minded. If someone comes along and tells me, actually, Sam, you haven't really been thinking, you've missed that in that kind of way, or you haven't been thinking that well. I mean, Val did it very recently for me, and I had like a certain kind of like, yeah, and then she came along and said, maybe you haven't considered this though, or maybe that's the reason why you're thinking that, and that's fair enough. So there's the convictions, but also still the open mind. You still want to aim for the open-mindedness, and that's still very hard to do, to continue to be willing to realize that you may be wrong in some areas. But if you're like open to those experiences and you learn from them and you know what feels good, and if you're generally being honest with yourself, then you can have convictions on thoughts and on how to deal with things, like, let's say, dating, you know, when like if a date doesn't go well, or, you know, a woman doesn't want to carry on, doesn't really, you know, feel the vibe, which is part of dating. I think the old me was sort of like, kind of like 5-6 years ago, would have been like, oh, trying to think like, why specifically did she do that? Is there something I did on the date? Maybe it's part of who I am. Maybe I won't be able to, you know, get the woman I want, or maybe I'm not really kind of I don't know, someone people want to date. Like, you can overthink on those things, but now I don't really have that. I'm just like, well, that's what happens in dating. You know, you are who you are, and you're compatible with some people and you aren't with others, you know, and there are so many reasons why it doesn't work out with dating, and there's not really much point in thinking about it. And that confidence kind of helps, because then also for me as well, is because I know I'm being, you know, dating recently has been really great, you know, and so it just don't need to overthink it. Just go, well, that's someone, just, we don't vibe, like, someone said we're different colours, I'm blue, she's red, it's not meant to be compatible, so that's fine, and move on. And yeah, I found like now when I'm thinking, or kind of my deeper thinking, I'm not really sitting there kind of spending ages thinking about it. The moment where I'm actually really thinking is when I'm talking to friends, or I'm doing these videos. That's when I'm properly thinking now, and thinking on topics. I like, because I feel like the best time I'm thinking is when I'm speaking out loud. My best thoughts aren't just coming when I'm just kind of gazing at the ceiling, and spending 2 hours just sitting on my bed and stuff like that. It doesn't really happen when I don't really do that. So maybe to the outside world, like, someone still sees me as kind of thinking a lot, but I don't really find that I overthink. The only time I'm really thinking is, when I'm talking to someone about it, or when I'm doing these videos, and that's it. And like, the amount of time I spend deep thinking is certainly less than it used to be, and the quality of it is so much better. You know, it's more positive. There's more conviction and self-belief in it. And so to get from, I think when people think, oh, they need to overthink, they think the antidote is to not try to eliminate thinking at all, or try and like have experiences, or like have a life where you can kind of numb those thoughts. They'll always creep their way in, especially during down times. But rather than like trying to minimize thought, make the thought better quality. That is the antidote to like the overthinking, the spirals, the negativity. And then when you're thinking, you know, it's conviction. You know, it's like boom, 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 and okay, I'm done with that thought. I know I know that. I've been here before. I know what I need to do, and fine, you know. It's like public speaking, you know, when you're kind of overthinking the, you know, going on stage and you're kind of feeling that feeling every time, and you think, actually, no, you know what? Don't overthink it. I've been in this situation many times before. I've felt the nervousness, and when I came out of it, I was fine after. And this is just another situation. So feel the nerves, be fine, but get on stage and do it. And you'll be fine. And that's just more decisive thinking and less kind of just spiraling thinking. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's the end of, you know, overthinking. Why it's better to be more decisive, and maybe how. And it's hard. That really comes down to just trying to have a bit more self-belief and confidence, and that's in other videos and all that stuff. But yeah, try not to think less, or sorry, try not to like minimize deep thinking. Try and make the quality of it better, and then you won't need to do so much of it, because then it almost becomes automatic when it comes to situations, you know, and you can just say, I've been here before, I've thought about these things, this is how I do it, this is what I believe, boom. I hope you guys found that useful, and I already feel better after doing this video. So love you all very much, and to all the close friends who watch, thank you. And to Sam in the future, I've been watching past videos, I watched them today, and that really helps, and it really reminds me of what I believe, and what I should remind myself, and give myself some self-love when not feeling so great. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.